everybody. I'm on for another review for you guys. This time on the Killian house. This is my first stab at a Killian fragrance. Now I'm going to give you a little bit of a background on Killian. He is direct descendant from, of course, the Hennessy family. So his last name is Hennessy, Killian Hennessy. And of course they make Hennessy, the liquor, and the cognac. So that is where he comes from. But instead of following his family and their tradition of alcoholic beverages and making alcoholic beverages, he decided to take a different route and go with perfumery, which I thought was pretty interesting. And actually, it's very interesting because they say that the art of wine and wine tasting is very, very similar to that of smelling fragrance, as there's notes in wine, and you stick your nose in the wine and smell it, and you can taste notes from the top to the bottom. As you're tasting it, you can taste the initial, and then throughout tasting it, you can well, in any case, I'm not talking about wine, but if you didn't know that, wine and fragrance have a lot in common, so that's that. In any case, Killian's Straight to Heaven was introduced in 2007. You're going to be looking at a price anywhere between $120 and $400 to pick up a Killian fragrance. What do they have available? They have the 50 ml bottle, which you're probably used to seeing, that comes with the box and key for $225 shipped from Lucky Scent. And they have the refillable bottles that look like they come in like a aluminum can sort of thing. I believe they have a 50 ml, 100 ml, and a 250 ml. That's why it's going to be up to $400. It's actually a cheaper route if you don't want to pay for the box. To get the refillable bottles. If you're more about the juice than you are the box, I would suggest taking a look at eBay. That's what I did, and this is what I've got. I've got the 50 ml bottle right here, so let's take a look at the presentation. You've got the Straight to Heaven byKilian metal plate right there that's engraved. As you can see, it's a plate because it's sticking off the bottle there. On the cap, there's a K. On the side is Achilles' shield, as this is part of the Love Noir collection, and I'm not really sure why it's Achilles' shield, but it's a cool idea. This bottle is full of detail. You're gonna get information on the bottom, and yeah. If you do get a tester like I got, then your tester box is going to say tester on it, and on the bottle right here, it's going to say test. I don't know if it's going to be able to pick it up, but right there it says tester not for sale. That's what it's going to say on your bottle. And when you take the cap off, this right here unscrews, as you can see, because these bottles are refillable. Basically how it works is you purchase the fragrance with the box, and then after that there's like some sort of code they give you, and you can purchase the refillable bottles for like half off or something like that. You can purchase the refillables as it is right now, but I believe there's some sort of discount that comes along with it. I could be wrong, that's just what I heard. In any case, the notes that come in the fragrance Straight to Heaven are rum, cedarwood, rosewood, and patchouli. I'm going to spray it right now for you guys. It's a decent little sprayer. And start to finish on this guy is going to be the same. It's minimalistic. It's like 2 notes playing a role. You're going to get a boozy cedarwood. Rum, cedar that's soaked in rum. That's basically what it's going to smell like throughout the whole life of the fragrance. This thing lasts 8+ hours on my skin. It does a very good job with the staying power. It projects for the first 2-3 hours after it gets closer to the skin. One thing I'd like to mention about this fragrance, actually this whole line, this is my second favorite from the line. I do have two others from this house. I have A Taste of Heaven and Back to Black. Um, you can tell that it's quality because it feels different on my skin. It's like more oily. So I can tell there's like better ingredients in it. It's higher in concentration. Um, I just wanted to mention that because you are paying for quality when it comes to this fragrance house. All their fragrances are very minimalistic when it comes to scent. From start to finish, they generally smell the same. There's a little bit of complexity. They're all very unique, but for the most part, there's not going to be a whole lot of transition from the opening to the dry down. So if you're looking for something that's going to be complex like that, this is not the house for you. This is basically, like I said already, from start to finish, you're going to get the same thing, which is good for me because that's what grabbed my attention from Kilian. Is it smells utterly fantastic. Like all of his fragrances smell absolutely amazing to me. They're all quality. They're all amazing. So in any case, the age recommendation for me would be 25 and up with this fragrance. Two reasons: A, it's very expensive, and B, it's definitely more mature with the boozy quality, and there's not a whole lot on the designer end of things that's going to smell like this. I can think of a few, and I'm going to mention them to you right now. One is Terry Mugler's Pure Malt. Has a similar vibe, but of course smells nothing like this whatsoever, but it's got the same vibe, you know, that boozy quality. Burberry's London smells nothing like this, but the same vibe, the boozy, Christmassy sorts of feel. And one other one, I'd like to mention two fragrances that actually are good bang for your bucks that smell very similar to this. One is a designer scent for women called Boyfriend by Kate Walsh. I've been testing this little bugger out right here, Boyfriend by Kate Walsh, and it actually smells very, very similar. Yes! You can spend a quarter of the price on Kate Walsh Boyfriend and get almost the same exact thing out of it. Is it the same exact quality? No. And it's not quite as manly either. The cedar is definitely toned down, but I promise you it's a boozy cedar. That is what Boyfriend is. It's definitely a unisex fragrance. It's not just for women. And another that I'd like to mention that's a good bang for your buck that's worth mentioning is a Tot Lieb d'Orange Fat Electrician, which is a vetiver and vanilla based fragrance. Very similar to this, I think, only it's not quite as boozy. It's not really boozy at all, but it has a similar vibe, and I believe that's like 50 ml for $80, so it's a better bang for your buck to get sort of the same feel out of it. Continuing on with Straight to Heaven. This is a fragrance for the fall and winter, but that's how it smells like it would be. But this is probably the most versatile fragrance out of the Kilian line, I think, hands down, probably for the men's side of things, anyways. This would be great for a signature scent. It's definitely got class to it. It definitely screams out like a night out with suit and tie sort of a feel, but it's definitely the most versatile, I think, out of the whole Kilian line. And for sprays with this one, I do one on each wrist and one on the neck. This thing lasts and projects pretty well, so you don't have to do much more than that. All in all, I think the Kilian Straight to Heaven is a very good fragrance. It's not super complex, but it is unique, and it is my second favorite from the Kilian house. Is it worth the money? I personally would not spend $225 on this fragrance, especially after I told you that there's other alternatives that smell very similar to this. You can get something that's almost like this for a quarter of the price, or at least half the price, and you know, you won't break your budget or your bank by smelling like almost like this. But I did get this for a good price. I paid $155 for this for a tester. So, is it worth that? Yeah, I think so. But it's not worth the 225 in my opinion. In any case, I would give Straight to Heaven a 8.5 out of 10, as it does project well, it does last a long time, it's unique, and I garnish compliments with it. So it does its job. I like it. I love smelling it on myself, and it's just a great quality fragrance. I hope you all enjoyed, and I will talk to you all later. Bye.